Hello, folks. I hope you are doing well, and hopefully you are not longing right now, not with high leverage. So, I hope you guys got the new and last version of my analysis. Many of you just sent me some feedback requesting written analysis like, well, as usual in the last month. However, we will make a combination of both. I will bring every day like a quick overview, and I will spend for special events like CPI release and so on. I will make videos as well. Maybe not live streaming. YouTube? Yeah, YouTube is okay. I have. Yeah, well, yeah. Okay. I'm just okay. That's fine. Thank you. Um, However, that's we are figuring out right now what's the best way to provide all this information to save some time so I can spend more time with making researches, making special reports for you guys. That's my goal, okay? And I think we are trying to figuring out what's the best way, and I think we are finding this combination between some short videos every day, a quick overview how what's happening in the market based on chain, future, option, and order walls with my person. And I think that will give me the opportunity to spend more time with different other um, stuff and research. Okay? However, please send me more feedback. I'm really thank you for all your feedback because that's very important. I'm doing that for you guys. I'm not doing that for me because I'm making I'm checking my charts every day. I'm just trying to figuring out what's the best way for you. Okay? Well, then let us talk about the market and what's happening right now. Since yesterday, a lot of things happened. With my analysis, I just mentioned be careful with the bear trap because I was saying that SPX was dumping hard and BTC was following. And I noticed big stablecoin inflows before. I will show that. The green lines here, um, I actually showing the stablecoin inflows on exchanges. And you can see that that's a lot. Okay, so they were preparing. It seems they knew that something big is going to happen, and they were accumulating stablecoins there. But you can see here we received almost, yeah, that was a half billion again, just in stablecoins before we started to dump. So, in my opinion, that was a very well prepared operation, and that's why I said be careful with the bear trap because, yeah, it was a little bit obvious what will happen. At the same time, I was detecting less inflows as BTC, Bitcoin inflows to the exchanges, indicating that they were accumulating. As you can see, that matches very well this line. The white one is showing you the Bitcoin inflows on exchanges. And while we were lifting up a little bit, indicating that they were accumulating Bitcoins on the exchanges to dump afterwards. And that's why I said, and I'm still having the opinion, just because the 30 days average of wage ratio is dumping, it doesn't mean that we are going to moon. because that's what these guys are doing. They are accumulating bitcoins on exchanges, and when nobody is expecting that, they start to dump. The same they do in the opposite way. Okay, so like now, for example, Bitcoin is lifting up again. I have said 42.4 is going to be key level for me. Actually, we dumped a little bit more. I mean, if we check here, for me that was the key area, 24, 42.4, sorry, and we dumped even a little bit more to 42. But as mentioned, it was a bear trap, and now we are lifting up, and actually the retrace, as you can see, is very, very nice. Now we can check what's happening here with the US dollar index, because that's key right now. SPX is following or just reacting what the US dollar index is doing. And the US dollar index is trying to lift up again. In case it's going to do that, we will rise in sell pressure, SPX will nuke even more, and BTC will follow. So be very careful, because US dollar index is still very close to the, um, as you can see here, to the bottom trend line. Okay? So if we start some move like this here, be very careful, because then BTC can nuke very hard. At the moment, I wouldn't expect that, but yeah, as said, max your risk management in case of. I said today in my analysis about option trading, they flip to bearish sentiment, are spending much more money in puts than in calls, and puts in lower ranges. I mean, puts at 40K, indicating these guys want to sell their bitcoins at 40K, so they are expecting a price below 40K, 38, 37. And you remember I have mentioned many times since my special report from 24th of January that I'm not convinced of this very bullish price action we had in the last weeks. And with yesterday's CPI report from the Fed, actually they confirmed exactly that. Because the Fed is now, I wouldn't say scared, but these guys want to react now hard to prevent a worse case related to the inflation. So what does that mean? Well, as mentioned yesterday, I just retweeted from Jonathan Farrow these massive numbers. 7 hikes this year. That's huge. 50 BPS in March possible. He's talking about the hike. Okay, 50 BPS. It was forecasted 25, so it's double. Terminal rate almost 3%. That's also big. And reduction, BS reduction this year 1 trillion, next year another trillion. So if we keep having this kind of inflation rates also in the future, in the next month, they will suck a lot of capital off the markets. And if Bitcoin keeps following SPX, we will have a long, long, long bear market, unfortunately. The monetary policy doesn't have many options right now, and that's the problem. It doesn't matter what kind of way they take, both are not really looking very great. But well, let us take a look to the Wales ratio 30-day average. I mean, I think we will decline even more. I'm still convinced we have a lot of bitcoins waiting on the exchanges, and all these guys yelling all the time that whales accumulated 220 bitcoins in the last 7 weeks. All entities above of 1,000 bitcoins wallet um, are related to this 220 bitcoins accumulation. Please be very careful with reading such information, because, as mentioned yesterday, entities with more than 10,000 bitcoins in balances are related to exchanges. If we check, just for example, Bitfinex and Binance, you will see what happened to their reserves in the last days, and even ours, of course, as well. But well, I mean, the Binance reserve are rising all the time. Okay, very close to the all-time high of 600,000 bitcoins. And let us just zoom a little bit in. I don't like the new design of CryptoQuant. I don't know what they did, but we have a similar trend at Bitfinex, and these two exchanges. I mean, just check Bitfinex. We had November 17th, they had a reserve of 240,000 Bitcoin, and now they have 292,000 Bitcoin. This guy is yelling 200,000 accumulation by whales are counting these numbers, these Bitcoins as well, but these Bitcoins are part of the exchange reserves. So be very careful. I don't think that whales are accumulating. And if we check, for example, here, and this guy surprised me because they did a big accumulation yesterday, so they bought again. But for me, they are speculating with an dead cat bounce or something to let it dump afterwards. Um, These guys are, in my opinion, the market makers because they have an awesome trade behavior, and they have balances between 1,000 to 10,000 bitcoins each. And we can see they bought yesterday. They had, for example, February 9th, 5,290,000 bitcoins, and they bought just in one day 20,000 bitcoins. Okay, so I was actually expecting that this was their local top. So to be honest, that's not looking very bearish, but I don't trust these guys because that's part of the structure that they, yeah, actually create to sell afterwards. So we have to be very careful. However, if we take a look to other whales entities, you can see they dump very hard. They are not really accumulating. If we take a look to this form, it's exactly the same. Smaller whales with 1 to 10 bitcoins are buying, and retailers, as we can see, are buying all the time actually. Okay, since well, at yeah, since 38K. However, these guys are for me, sorry, these guys are for me very important. And at the moment, it looked like they're manipulating the price action at the moment. And I guess we will lift up because they are not going to buy at 44K to sell at 38K. If they are doing that, then just because they want really to generate fear. That's what I mentioned several times in the past as strategic dumps. Okay, we have two different dumps. We have the dump on upper level just to make profit and to reach a lower level to refill the bags. And we have strategic dumps just to generate fear. To generate fear, that's a very aggressive dump, and just yeah, to absorb the bitcoins from the weak hands. That's what happened in May last year. We didn't have such um, a scenario yet, but it's something that can happen. However, we have to be very careful because the monetary policy is absolute not bullish at all. So we have to be very careful what these guys are going to do. I'm tracking every day they trade behavior because it's for me one of the keys. I'm not bullish, as you know, not that much, but yeah, I mean, checking this here, it looks very manipulated, all the thing. I mean, we have had here big inflow of bitcoins while the price was lifting up, and they started to dump very hard, as you can see. I mean, we were here at 45.5, and then we reached 42.6. I can imagine if we check tomorrow the market makers, we will see that these market makers have started to sell again. But unfortunately, this information is delayed, so we really don't know what's happening right now, and that's pain because I would like to have their live data. That would be amazing to have them because these guys are really the market makers. They know exactly when to buy and when to sell. Stablecoin reserves on exchanges are rising, um, and these guys are buying right now here. So we need to check what will happen in the next hours. Be very careful because I don't think we will dump very hard at the moment. It doesn't look like. We have Super Bowl next week. They will use Super Bowl maybe to generate some liquidity and to exit. And that would explain because why these guys are buying at 44K. So if someone is asking me, hey Inspo, are you expecting a pump soon? Yes, I think we will at least lift up. I think we will lift up just as a bull trap, and afterwards when they noticed they got some new demand, sell. When they see the demand is over, they will dump hard. That's my opinion. I'm still think that we can retest 33K, and I still and hope that we are not going to crash because of the monetary policy, because just because we start with tapering and rate hikes in March, it doesn't mean that the markets are going to dump exactly in March, okay? Usually, the monetary policy has an effect to the stock markets and in general to the markets few months later. Sometimes 3 months to 6 months. So these guys have enough time to sell as much as they can. And they will. That means they will use some scam pumps. That means dead cat bounces, bull traps, and so on and so forth. We have to be very careful. And they will use a lot of traps, I'm very sure, because that's what these guys are doing in such cases. Not related to crypto, but related to the stock markets. So we have to be very careful, as these guys are the market makers. In my opinion, they will use the same rules, and they will do exactly the same with crypto. Well, as mentioned, that's it. And from now on, I would like just to answer some questions if you have some questions, because from now on, I will make this quick report sending you on the text version before we have a quick talk or stream afterwards. And Saturdays, I would like to talk longer with you guys and to answer more your questions and yeah, maybe to explain and to bring some edu stuff as well, like trading strategies, how to maximize your risk management related to future trading, for example, maybe to bring also option trading to your portfolio because option trading is very useful and you have many strategies there to maximize your risk management as well. So we have a lot of stuff we have to talk about in the future. Let me check the questions if we have some. Okay. We have here, if you got questions, please feel free. Okay, YouTube. How important is NVT signal? How important is NVT signal? How important is NVT for you? I mean, that's. I think we need to spend some time with different um, trade signals in general, indicators, and so on and so forth, and what that mean for trading in general. In my opinion, the many informations out there is just important if many traders see this kind of information as important for their trade strategy. And I think I will spend some time maybe explaining that's actually a good input to take some indicators, to take some information related to trade signals, and to explain what is behind of that. Do you think they are playing the shorts out soon? Trap the shorts to create liquidity and pump really hard after? Because the liquidity they will push even higher, right? Yes, that's of course an option for them to generate liquidity and to create pump and dumps. So when the big money is trying to exit the market, they use pump and dumps, for example. So to create a bearish sentiment, to generate more shorts, and to wreck these shorts, to let pump the price action and to dump the top, it's something very useful in such situations. As you remember from yesterday's analysis, we have much less retailers playing here. So they need demand. Without demand, they cannot sell their bitcoins and their assets. And that's a trap for them, actually. So yes, that's an option we should keep in mind. I think it's better to long than to short, even if I'm at the moment much more bearish than bullish. Mm, First reach higher levels, making everyone bullish again, and then when nobody is expecting nuke to 33 or 28K. I think that's absolutely a scenario we should have in mind because one guy on Twitter, he is actually tweeting a lot of different liquidation maps, and we have some big short clusters, actually close to our price action right now, and it would be very easy for them just to wreck them. So it's absolutely possible, yeah, to use this kind of strategy just to pump up. Hey Inspo, thank you for your time. One question. What do you think about the Ukraine conflict? Some rumors are going around. I know that some, but you know, I mean, I think I have my personal opinion on that. Mm, yes, we have a problem right there, but this problem is not new. The NATO did some big drills very close to the Russian border, and nobody cared about that. That was just a few years ago. And now Russian is making some drills with Belarus, and that's a threat. I think that's an, a geopolitic problem at the moment, and we need to be a very not that sensitive to this kind of news. We need to check. I think, and Putin said, I don't trust Putin. I don't trust no one on this level, okay? But Putin said he is not going to attack Ukraine. At the moment, I don't would see the sense for Russia to do that. But I see more the sense for the NATO um, to raise the pressure against Russia. So we need to check that, and I will spend more time making some special reports related to geopolitics because that's something that can happen very quick and can have a big impact to the markets. YouTube question, Tom T3. So your target if they pump 47k, 48k. Let us check a little bit the exchange walls. Those are something very useful sometimes just to see what's happening there. We are taking a look to FTX, for example. Something that I realized today is these guys are placing lower walls again and less upper walls. That could indicate that these guys are expecting yeah, bearish price action very soon. But interesting was Coinbase again. You can see here, hopefully, you have a lot of different orders, sell orders. And actually, that was part of my analysis today. Mm, they are creating and generating a sell pressure. They limited the way here at 45k, just in case of, okay? And they have started to rise. Actually, today you can see that. Here, do you see the cluster here? They have started, like here as well, they have started to generate much more sell pressure and the price is following. Let us take a look to Binance, for example. Oh, okay. Also here we have, let me use a higher peak. Let us make 300 Bitcoin. So here you see they have started to reinforce and to place new walls and lower ranges, and that would indicate to me these guys are expecting something. At the same time, they have limited the price above. So in the upper levels, we are talking here about 50k. So I think 47k, for example, would be a price level that we should keep in mind. That's something that could happen for example, Super Bowl. Let us see, Bitfinex, for example. These guys, we know that, are very interesting in their walls. And we have here 46.6, we have here 47.8, we have here 46.8. So it looks like mm, they are expecting something. And we should have this kind of walls just really in mind because if we pump, and I think we will pump because they are not going to invest a lot of money in commercials for the Super Bowl, to let show the people how the market is dumping hard. So I think we will see something big. And we will have a breakout finally here to this area of 45 to 45.5. Many people will flip to very bullish, will go long, long, long. We will start to stall somewhere here, and then after the Super Bowl, we will dump. That's something I can imagine. That will be part of my trade strategy for the next week, I would say. I have closed my short with gain. I'm not going to short again at the moment. I think I will stay away, stay away for some days and wait to see the price lift up again. So short-term bullish, but expecting a drama nuke afterwards. Just to make that clear. So let me see. Can you talk about EGLD? Had a big candle today and again against BTC. Um, Not in the moment, mate, but I will take a look. Actually, I didn't. I will take a look. I will talk about that tomorrow. Okay. So let me take this question with me and prepare a little bit. So another YouTube comment. Barry Silvered, be a long weekend. Tweet now. What? Okay, thank you. Your voice is breaking, Inspo. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why. But that's it, it seems. No more questions. Okay, that's great. Then, as mentioned, I will go live tomorrow again. Saturday, Sunday is off. Monday, you can expect this fact sheet or quick overview, market overview like today. And afterwards, in the evening, if something happens, I will stream again. Otherwise, I will stream 2 to 3 days in a week. I think that could be very helpful for you guys also to make some questions. I will start to tweet again much more and to bring free stuff, but also to bring some more analysis for the paid subs. They are supporting the whole project. Okay, so as mentioned before and again, I'm doing this for you. And if you are missing something, send me that, give me feedback, and I will take into account your feedback to make that better. But I think that could be something very helpful for you. So in case you are working and you need a quick overview, that should help like I did it today. I don't feel comfortable with the version I did today. I will make it better. Um, but 2 to 3 days in a week, including the Saturday, we will stream. Okay, guys, then, yeah. Okay, yeah, let's go. Yes, yes, but not now. At the moment, not now. I mean, everything depends right now on what's happening with the US dollar index. They have a resistance at 96.2. I don't think we will break out there. Okay, we are only, yeah, very close to overbought. Sorry, it would surprise me if we would break out here. So I would say the price will start to maintain. We know that in crypto we received a lot of stable coins, 500 million US dollar in stable coins almost. So I think after the stock market, we will lift up again, maybe going back to 44K or something. We have to see, but be careful. Mm, However, yeah. I don't think that we are going to dump today below 42K. That's it, I would say. Okay, great. SPX is now looking like it's yeah, close to pump. The US dollar index looks a little bit weak right now, but they generated or they formed here a very nice support. So we have to see if they can have a breakout down. If so, you know what's going to happen. Bitcoin will pump up and just following SPX. Actually, that's one support area at SPX. That's a key one. I can show you. I make it just a little bit bigger. So in case that SPX would break out here, it will stop here. But in my opinion, that would be worst case. Okay? But in my opinion, look here, only oversold. That's not going to happen. So yeah, if you're shorting, just use a stop loss in case of, okay? 42.4 was my prediction area. It happened. We retraced. We lift up again. I don't I don't see the Bitcoin price just going somewhere, for example, at 40 or 41. Not yet. Okay. Well, guys, then thank you very much for watching. As usual, big love to you. Take care, and we'll see us tomorrow then. Thank you very much. And follow me on Twitter because I will tweet some interesting stuff until tomorrow. Bye bye. Have a nice weekend.